Okay, so let's continue with our Python coding exercise series. So open the leetcode.com and go to the problems tab. And in the search bar, search question number 443. So there is a question string compression and it's a medium category. So click on it. So question seems a little bit like confusing by looking at the example, but like uh, actually it's easy, not very much tough. So given an array of characters, chars. So we have some arrays given, right? And array contains the character. So if you see the function definition, so characters array is given. Array means like in the Python is a list is given. Compress it using the following algorithm. So we need to compress it. So array is given. So which contains characters as an example. So A, B, B, C, C, C. Some like characters are given. It could be one, right? It could be like this A, B, B, B. And the minimum number of character can be one, right? And maximum can be like 2000. So it can't be empty. So we need to compress it. And how we need to compress it using some algorithm. So they said begin with an empty string s. So they said, okay, start with some empty string s. So as an example, so let's take this array. So this part is a little bit confusing. So they said we have this array is given. Now they are saying begin with an empty string s. So they said taken some empty string. Okay. Sorry. For each group of consecutive repeating characters in chars, so consecutive repeating character means this repeating character, and this consecutive repeating characters. If the group length is 1, append the character to s. So here is the group length is 1? No. So this one first condition doesn't match. Okay. Otherwise, append the character. So otherwise append the character. So otherwise s is equal to a. Append the character followed by the group length. So a length is 2, right? And then append for this group B, append the character B and its length 2. For this group C, append the character C and its length 3. Right. So the solution should be like this. And we need to return the length. We need to return. So what is this length? Length of this string. So 6. So answer is 6. So we need to return some integer. All right. So if you just read this part, now begin with an empty string and we need to append it to the empty string, right? So it looks we are taking some extra memory and we are appending into that, right? But if you read the question a little bit further, they are saying after you are done modifying the input array, return the new length of the array, you must write an algorithm that use only constant extra space. So they said do not use any constant extra space, right? So it looks like we don't need to use this string s. So there is just a way they are telling how we are going to calculate this. So we need to somewhat like this number 223 we need to like modify in the existing array. So let's take as another example. So we have the chars a. So we have the chars of a, right? And we took the some empty string, and what we have to do? So what is the group? Group is a, right? And what is his length? Length is 1. So they said if the group length is 1, append the character to s. So we have appended the character because group length is 1. Because if the group length is more than 1, then we need to append character plus the length. But if the group length is 1, then we need to append only character, right? So let's take the another example. So this is the another example. So take an empty string, right? So and a is one group, so length of a is 1. So if the group length is 1, then we need to append only character. So s contains only a. The next group is this b, right? So there are total 12 b's. So if there are more than 1, then we need to append character and then 1 2. All right. So if you see here, the compressed string should not be written separately. This is the main thing, the compressed string. So this string should not be written separately, but instead be stored in the input character array carried. So this seems a little bit confusing because on the first two, three lines, they are saying begin with some empty string as right. So if we have to just perform this operation, then the question is very easy. We will going to start. We will like check the next character whether it's equal to the previous character. As soon as equal, we are going to increase our counter and we are going to append into that. The question seems easy, but down the line they are saying do not return this separately. Instead, stored in the input character array. So then why they are saying like begin with some empty string as. So I think like so little bit confusing to me, or maybe like I am misunderstand the question, but like yeah, it's little bit confusing. But yes, but if we have to understand the question, then this part is like very much helpful. But down the line they have mentioned we don't need to return this, all right? So we need to store into an input character array. Along with that, note that the group length are 10 or longer will be split into characters. So that I'm going to explain a little bit further. So they said we need to s- we don't need to store in a S, but we need to store in an input string itself. So how we are going to store in an input string? So as an example, so they said so A2, so 2 should be here, B should be here, 2 should be here, and C3 should be here. So till this point, and we are going to calculate the length till this point, and we are going to leave. And for here, for this only A, and for this, so A should be here, B will be here, and then we have 12. So are we going to say 1 2? No. But if we are going to say 1 2 here, then the length is 3. But if you see, the answer is 4. So that's why the second part is if the group length that are 10 or longer, so group length is more than 10 or longer, then we need to split into multiple characters. So again we need to split. So one should be stored here and two should be stored here. So there are a multiple like if and else clause, so we need to take care of each and everything, right? So let's because writing the code is not a complicated task. First, we need to understand how we are going to solve this question, right? So hopefully you understand the question, but now how we are going to solve. So let's go to the whiteboard. So if you just read the question, then or uh, or let's suppose yeah, if you go to here, so you could see I am putting some pointer here, right? And then I am checking the next pointer, and as soon as found, uh, and then I am checking the next one, and as soon as found it did not match, then I am taking the count till this point, and I'm storing the count. And where I am storing the count? So let's suppose our characters array is this. Sorry, A. So our character array is this. So we need to store like this A, and then 4, and then B, and then 2, and then C, and then 3. So how they are like uh, approach, how we need to do this. So basically what they are doing is, so first pointer is here, A, then we are checking, okay, whether the uh, next element is equal to the previous element. If it is yes, then we are increasing our counter. So count is equal to count plus 1. Then we are checking whether the next pointer is equal to the previous yes. Then again count is equal to count plus 1. Then we are checking whether the next pointer is equal to our previous element yes. Then again we are doing count is equal to count plus 1. Then we are checking whether the next pointer is equal to the previous no. So till here our count is 4. But we already reached here, right? So we already reached here, or you can say we reached here, all right? But we need to store 4 at this point. We need to store at this point. So it means, and our cursor already reached here, all right? So how we are going to know whether we need to store 4 at this point. So it means we need two cursor, right? So we need to try to solve this question by two pointer approach. So that's what we are doing is, so we have this array A, B, 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 C, C, C. So we took two pointer left and right. So right pointer is which is going to traverse. Left pointer is which is going to store my previous location where I need to update my this particular number or this particular character, right? Okay. So we are going to take two pointer left and right? And both will be pointing to the index 0. So if you go to the code, so let me go to the code. So let me remove this or not remove this. Yeah. So we need to take two pointer left, comma right, and both are going to point to the index 0. All right. Okay. And as soon as both are pointing to the index 0, so what is my current character? So current character is this. All right. So okay, so one thing is I need to run some for loop or while loop, right? Because when we are taking two pointers, so generally we use the while loop. So what we have to do, while my right pointer is less than length of chars, because I need to increase my right pointer, right? And till because here, if you noticed, let me go to the code. So I am checking, okay, my cursor is here, then cursor is here, then cursor is here, then cursor is here. Maybe all are A, right? So let's suppose all are A. So I need to stop somewhere. So when I need to stop, so when my right pointer is less than the length, so at that point I need to stop, right? So the same thing we do when right pointer is less than length of chars. Okay, so this is just to increment our right pointer. Okay, then when our pointer is here, what is our current character? So current character is A and current count is 1, because already we took one count. A is equal to 1, right? So current character is equal to A. So we can't write A, but what is this? Chars of right. Where is our right pointer? Because right pointer is going to be moved, not the left pointer. Left pointer is just to store, because as soon as the we go to know, okay, what is the count, and at that point the left pointer will come into the picture. Otherwise right pointer is just going to move forward, and count is equal to 1. Okay, so till this point it's okay. Like, so left pointer is here, right pointer is here, and current character is A and count is equal to 1. Now we need to increment our right pointer, or we need to increment our right pointer till some point, and we need to check whether the next element is equal to the previous element or not. If the next element is equal to the previous, if the next element is equal to the previous element, or you can say the current character, then I am going to increase my count, and then I am going to shift my right pointer here as well. So, so while right is equal to length of chars minus 1 and chars of right plus 1 is equal to current character. So just forget about this thing. So what we are checking, whether the character at right plus 1. So currently our right pointer is here. So we are checking whether the next right plus 1 means like sorry, whether this A is equal to my current character. So what is my current character? A. If it is equal, then 192. But what I need to do, I need to increment our right pointer. So now right pointer will be here, and increment my count. So count is equal to count, because now we have a 1A and 2A. So now what I need to do is right is equal to right plus 1 and count is equal to count plus 1. Right. So so this let's take this example, because this will be easy. So my left left and right are here. So left and right both are here, right? Then I check whether the next character is equal to my current character. So yes, then I increase my right. Still, still the loop is going to be continue. All right. So that's why we have to put this condition. And why we put -1? Because if we are not going to put -1, the loop will go till here. And at this point, it is going to check whether the right plus one, and there is no right plus one. So we need to run a loop till here so that it is going to check whether the next pointer is equal to the current character. So that's why we need to run -1. So now the right pointer is here because this condition already met. All right. So right pointer is here and count is equal to 2. Count is equal to 2. Okay. Now again it comes to the while loop. So right pointer is still less than the length and right plus 1 is equal to the previous character. Yes. So let's take the right and make it count is equal to 3. Then again running this loop. So this internal loop is running because one loop is to increment this left pointer and one loop is like this for this one, or you can do using two for loops. And then we are checking whether the next right plus 1 is equal to the current character. So yes, then we are going to increment our right and increment our 4. Okay. Now again we are checking whether the right is equal to, so is the right is equal to length of char -1? Yes. But is the next right plus 1 is equal to the current character? So is b is equal to a? No. So it means we get our count. So we get our count. So a is equal to 4 because now we already got our count. So we got one group. So as soon as we got one group, we don't need to increment our right pointer. So we got one group, right? Now we got one group. So we need to update somewhere, right? So 1 second. Current code is this. Let me copy paste this. Current array is this, right? So where I need, so we have found one group, right? And we have found 4. Where I need to update my 4. So because my left character is still here, and so I need to update my 4 string or 4 integer or 4 string. Basically, it is a string at this stage. Basically, at left plus 1. So where is my left counter? Or we can say, where is my left counter now? I need to place my current character. So at which is already there, but still we need to place. So as soon as this condition did not match, so it means we found one group. So we found one group. And as soon as we found one group, we need to update our current array. And in the current array, we need to do chars of left. So chars of left means at this point, we need to place our current character, which is already there, right? So which is already there, right? Along with that, we need to increase our left pointer. Left is equal to left plus 1. So now left is equal to here. Sorry, right is still here. Now left is equal to left plus 1. Now at this point, we need to update our 4. So basically, chars of left is equal to string of count. All right. So chars of left is equal to string of count. So we already updated our, so a and 4 is now here. A and 4 is now here, right? Now, so this group is already done, right? So this loop is already, now we need to increase our right pointer. Right is equal to right plus 1. So now this will come here. And now again, it's a new problem. So now you can consider like only this is the array. So again, it will check. Okay, now the current character is chars of right and count is equal to 1 because it is again a new sub problem. Correct. But here it is a one catch. So till this point, it is fine. But if you see here, they said when the length is greater than 10, or we need to add our count. We need to add our count if the count length is greater than 1. So we need to put one condition here. If count is greater than 1, only then we need to put. Otherwise, we don't need to like place 4 here. We don't need to place 4 here. Right? Because if it is only A, then we will just put A. We don't have to put like chars of left is equal to string of count, right? So this condition we have covered. But there is another condition. They said if the group length is 10 or more, then we need to split. But in this case, we are just populating our in this case we are just populating our count. So let's suppose the count is 12. So what we are doing is, so as an example, there is a one example na? So in this example as a, so what we did is, so here A is only 1, so we put A, and we know count is equal to 1. But if count is greater than 1, then only we need to place our string of count. Otherwise, we are not placing. Right? Then our left pointer already increased, so left pointer is here, and right pointer reaches here after counting, because left right pointer will continue, and right pointer reaches here, and it calculates the count, and count is equal to 12. And then we check if count is greater than 1, then at left character. So at left character, we are putting like a current character, and left is equal to left plus 1. So left is equal to left plus 1, and left if the count is greater than 1. So count is greater than 1, yes. And at the left, we are placing 12. So we are placing 12. Right. But they said if the length is greater than 10, we need to split. So you can't store 1 2 here, but you need to store 1 here, and you need to store 2 here. So that's why whatever the logic we are putting here, so this is wrong. So what we need to do is, for digit in string of count. So let's suppose we have the count is equal to 12. So we will convert into a digit. We will convert into a string, and then we can run a loop. So when we convert into a string, so let's suppose we have the 12. The 12 is our like 12 is a number. We convert into a string 1 2, and then if we run a loop, so first digit we know 1, second digit is 2. So now we have the digit. Now we are going to place that particular digit in left, and then we are going to do left is equal to left plus 1, and then we are going to put the second digit. So in this way we are going to put 1 here and 2 here, right? And at the end we need to return left, because wherever we are putting the last digit, so we put the last digit here. So left is equal to like 4. So this is my total like count. So 1 2 3 4. So let me remove this. So let's try to run the code. So sample test case has been accepted. So let's try to submit it. So our like solution has been accepted. So let's go through the question again. So in the question, they have mentioned we have to count the character, and we need to create a string. So A2, B2, C3, and you need to return the length of the string. But down the line, they said you should not return it separately, but instead you need to store into an input character. So, and how you need to store into an input character is like A2, and then so A2, B2, and C3. So you need to store, and you need to return the length till this point. So we know if we are just going to count, so our one pointer is going to go in the right direction. And as soon as we know the count, either it's 3 and 4. So we need to store at the previous location. So we need two pointers. So that's why we take two pointer. One is left, one is right. So right is just going to uh, check, okay, how many same digits are there, how many same characters are there. As soon as we found that, so we have the left character. So at the left, we are going to place that particular character, and at the left plus one, that is the next position, we are going to place our particular digit. And ins- instead of directly putting the digit, why we are like running a loop on the digits? Because they said if the length is greater than 10, then we need to split it further. So that's why like we are running a loop. Otherwise, if this condition like did not give, then we don't need to run this for loop. We will just put characters of left is equal to count, because whatever is the left, we are just going to put that particular count, whether it's 10, 12, 13, 14. But they said if it is 10, then we need to store one at one position and zero at the another position. And then we are going to do right plus one, then it will become a new program, and then the loop is going to be run again. So it's little bit like a tricky question and some little bit confusing from the problem statement. But if we have to go only, if we have to do only via string, then it's very easy. We can take some extra space string and just append the characters and just return the length of the string. But the challenge here is they said you don't need to return it separately. Instead, you need to put into a character array. And if we need to put into a character array, so first we need to do where we need to put. And as soon as I know where I need to put, then it's immediately come into my mind. We need to take two pointer approach. So we need to take a two point approach. So as we need to take a two-point approach, so we are going to just normally checking, okay, but if the previous, if the next character is equal to my current character, then I am going to increase the right pointer and getting the count. Because anyhow, in any case, I need the count, because that count I need to put. And how I am going to calculate the count? By only checking the character. So when my character is matches, I am increasing the count. When my character is matches, I am increasing the count. And so this is for one loop, just to check the character. And as soon as I found, so and where, then I need to place that. So where I need to place? At the left character. And this condition is for, because they said, because if there are more than 10, then you need to split. So that's why I need to run a loop by converting it to a string. So that's it. That's the end of the video, and thank you.